Greetings, this is Jim Lindsay. Welcome to CIS 141 for the winter term. I'm your instructor. Again, my name is Jim Lindsay, and this is a really intense 3-week, it's not even 3 weeks, it's 17-day long course, and we are going to cover all the same material that we would cover during a 15-week semester for CIS 141. So get ready for a very intense experience. So welcome to the class. I'm glad that you are taking it. Thank you for signing up. I wanted to give you an orientation session, and the purpose of this session is basically to talk to you about the same stuff that we would talk about at the first day of a face-to-face class. And so we'll go through the syllabus, we'll go through the calendar, we'll talk about the Blackboard site, and then from there you'll be able to work your way through the course. So let's get started. All right, I'm going to begin with the syllabus, and what's on the screen in front of you is the Blackboard site. I've looked at the roster on TopNet for this course. Everybody in the class has been at Western for at least a semester, which is great. You guys are familiar with the Blackboard website, and almost 3/4 of you have taken CIS 141 to some degree before. And so that's really good because this being a 3-week, the 17-day class, it's difficult. And if you've had some of it before, that makes it much more manageable, because at that point you're kind of coasting until a certain point, and then you get into like this really fast pace. Those of you that are starting from scratch, you work to do the best you can. You have your work cut out for you. So because you guys are familiar with Blackboard to some degree, that's going to shorten this up some. Let's jump to the syllabus first. Once we've talked about the syllabus, we'll jump to the class calendar, and then from there we'll go through the Blackboard site with a brief tour, and then you guys will be ready to go. So let's start with the syllabus. I'm going to switch to that. I'm going to jump over here to the syllabus, and this is a document that's posted on Blackboard, and you'll see where that is in just a moment. I hope that you'll print this out. I will email this to you as well with a link to this video, so you guys hopefully will have this read already. But the purpose of 141 is basically to get students ready for computing at Western and then hopefully beyond. And we talk about all sorts of computing systems that are on campus, such as Blackboard, TopNet, the email system, the web systems that are at Western, and then beyond that we also get into all sorts of foundational computing concepts, such as what is hardware, what is software, what are the different types of software, what is the internet, what is a computer network, all of those sorts of just foundational ideas that you basically just have to have in order to be technically competent to do college work. And so that's what we'll cover in this course. As I've mentioned 2 or 3 times now, this is a very short, intense 3-week course. If you don't, as we get into this, if this is something you don't feel meshes with how you learn, then go, by all means get out. We teach this every fall, every spring for sure. I know we're going to teach it at least 2 times in the summer, and in the summer it's probably going to be 5-week and 8-week terms that it's taught in. And so this 3-week or the 17-day deal is really, it's about as short as you can possibly go on it. So if you don't like this format, that's totally fine. We have lots of other options out there, in the classroom face to face, or online in even the regular semesters, and in a much longer period of time. So that's the purpose of this class. Those are the formats in which we teach it. Please choose one that meshes the best with your learning style. And here's my contact information. This is a winter course, and I am not going to Western. I will be working from my house. You have my cell phone number right there on the screen in front of you, and you have my email address. I want to communicate with you. Any questions that you have, I want to answer those, but I will not be going to Western. In fact, Grice Hall, where my office is located, is actually going to be having some construction done, and they've told us to not go for at least 1 week of it. They don't even want us in the building. So if you need to get a hold of me, please call me at that cell phone number you see right there on the screen, or email me. And if you get my voicemail, just say, hey, this is John Doe from your class. my phone number is so and so. Can you please call me back at these times or when I will be available, and I will return your call. The phone calls are usually better, especially in a short class like this, because you probably need an answer, and I will be available. Pretty much during the duration of this class, I'll be available all the time, except at night. If it's like 9 o'clock through like 7 in the morning, I'm probably gonna have my phone off on that. But during the days and during the evenings and afternoons, feel free to call me. You can always email. So that's my contact information. What do you need for this course as far as materials go? Well, you need a book. We have a textbook that's it's called Understanding Computers. It's the 15th edition. We've used it for many semesters now, and it's a really good book. It's not new by any stretch, and because of that, it's actually pretty cheap as far as textbooks go. So let me pull up this link you see from Amazon right here. I want to pull this up and show it to you. I'll be right back. Okay, this is the link that is in the syllabus. You can rent it for $13.99. If you get used, you can get it for about $23.58 plus your shipping. Please get this ordered and get this. If you know somebody that just that's taken it in the last year that will let you use their book or will sell you their book, buy it from them. You can buy it from the Western bookstore, but it costs more there. This is the only thing you need. You just need this book, but you do need the book because all this material we're covering, so like what is hardware, what is software, what is a network, all these different security concepts, it's coming out of this book. So you need the book. So get the book, and this is what it looks like. This, again, is the 15th edition. I think they're up to like the 17th, or they're at least at the 16th, and they're about to publish the 17th perhaps. But that's what the book looks like. So get the book. Let's go back to the syllabus. Now, on top of that, you're also going to need Microsoft Office in some flavor. And if you're a Western student, you can get Microsoft Office 365 for free. You can download it, install it on as many as 5 different computers. It's not free. You pay for it. With your technology fees, you're paying for that service. And I have links on Blackboard to the Office 365 download site for you. But you need Microsoft Office. You need like Office 365 or 2013 or version 2016, or if you're using an Apple, 2011. But we're going to be completing projects, and they're called SAM projects, and those are we're going to be completing Word, Excel, and PowerPoint projects. And in order to do those, you need to have the correct software. This software is installed on all of the computers in the WKU computer labs. Now, I know you guys are taking this probably from home. You're probably not near a WKU computer lab, but if you want to go to mass media, I called mass media and checked, and basically mass media is going to be open from 8 in the morning until 10 p.m. Every day of the week. So 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Every day of the week that the class is running. So if you need to get these projects done, and for whatever reason your computer's not working well, or it's just you can't do the projects on your computer, get to a computer that has the software that's going to work for you, and get these done. So having a version of Office, and so what should that communicate to you? Well, what that should communicate to you is with these projects, and you'll see the calendar in just a moment, don't wait until the day that these are due. Because if you're going to have problems, Murphy's Law says it's going to happen. The longer you wait, the more likely it is you're going to have a problem. Try and work on these early, get these things submitted, because then if you're starting to have trouble, you can contact me, and you're only going to have like 8 or 9 days to get 6 of these things done, and then another 8 or 9 days to get another 6 of these things done. So be on top of this. So that's the other thing you need. So you get the book. Make sure you have a version of Microsoft Office that's going to work. How do you know that it works? Well, you complete a project or two, and you'll see how to do that at the lesson. The second lesson for this class is basically the SAM orientation, so you can see from that one whether the stuff you have works or not. So there you go. That's the SAM stuff. Let me go on down to the next part of our syllabus here. You of course need an internet connection that's a broadband fast internet connection, cable DSL, satellite, something that's going to allow you to get these streaming lectures. You should not use dial-up. Dial-up is all over the state still. We are a pretty rural state, and there are plenty of places where you cannot get cable or DSL. And if satellite's not in your budget, then the only alternative you're left with is dial-up, and so that's not going to cut it for this course. So make sure you have a fast enough internet connection to do the work. And if you have those things, then you're in good shape. So those are the required materials, required software, required internet connection. When do we meet? Well, we never meet. This is an online class, and so we will never get together face-to-face to do anything. Now, there is one exception to that. Your final exam is something that you need to schedule at a specific place. And the final exam is going to take place on Friday, January the 20th. And that's Friday, January the 20th. And through the distance learning office, you can schedule to take the exam at a testing center that's close to where you are. I have instructions for that, and I'll show you where those are located in just a minute. But besides the final exam, you can do this entire course from anywhere that has an internet connection and you have your computer. You can do it at night, you can do it during the day, you can do it during the afternoons, whenever is convenient for you. I'll show you the schedule in just a moment, and when you look at the schedule, you'll see that there are 3 tests. You have to complete those tests and then 1 quiz during 48-hour periods of time. But beyond that, you basically can complete other stuff as you wish. And there are the 2 deadlines for the SAM project. So, you've got the specific deadlines and specific 48-hour windows to complete tests. But as far as the actual consumption of the lecture material and the reading goes, you can do that whenever you want to. And so that's the information that's presented here about class meetings. If you have questions about any of this stuff, call me. Again, you have my cell phone number, and we can, I'll answer any questions that you have. There are specific activities we'll do on a regular basis for this 17 days. You're going to need to read, and you're going to need to watch lectures like the ones you're watching. And there are 12 projects, which I've already alluded to, and there are 3 exams. And so these 3 regular exams, they are timed. They're completed through Blackboard. They're multiple choice. And what you do is you basically start the test, and you get 30 seconds per question. And that's our standard time for our online classes. So basically, if you had like a 20 question test, you would get 10 minutes because it's 30 seconds per question. Why do we do that? Well, basically, you're on your own. You're taking this from your house, from your apartment, wherever you may be. And we can't prevent you from like having your book sitting there right next to you. But what we can do is we can limit the amount of time that you can see a question. And so that basically makes it so if you're going to sit there and try and look up answers, well, okay, go ahead, go for it. You've got the book sitting right there next to you, and the question is presented to you, but you're going to run out of time. And so, to motivate you to be prepared for those tests, instead what we do is we put that time limit, 30 seconds per question, and what in the end, what that does for people, they can practice. I have practice tests for you. You can practice and practice and practice until you get where you're comfortable, and then when the real test is presented to you, you basically can get through there within the time limit and get a good score. So that's about our regular test. Now they also have the final exam, which we've already talked about, which you'll complete at a set, a specific location, specific time, with a proctor. And what a proctor is, that's somebody who watches you, a person who supervises you taking that test. Again, the distance learning people, that office, you guys pay a premium to take an online class, right? One of the benefits of this online class fee is that you get to go to these testing centers and complete these tests. And so those are the activities we're going to complete. Here's the grading. There's an 11-point syllabus quiz, which I recommend to you to complete it as soon as you finish this lesson. because you're just, we're looking at the syllabus. You've probably read the syllabus. If you haven't read the syllabus, then read the syllabus and then go take this quiz. You can take the syllabus quiz as many times as you want to, as long as it's before, the end of the 48-hour period. In fact, it's open now, and I'm filming this on December the 13th, and I'm going to make this class available to you guys as early as tomorrow. So you're going to have a couple of extra weeks to get this class started before the actual term begins, because I want to make this available to you so that you can get as much of it done early as possible. Now, you can't take tests until the actual test windows, but you can start to learn this stuff and consume this stuff before the course even begins. All of the lecture materials there, all the SAM projects are there. I mean, you could go into, really what would be great is if you go into this semester or this 17-day term with all your SAM projects done. That would take a tremendous weight off of you. So please, that's my challenge to you. Go into this thing with SAM done. That would be awesome. So you have a syllabus quiz. It's worth 11 points out of 1,000. Obviously, that's chump change, but the syllabus quiz is important because it verifies that you indeed have read the syllabus, thought about these things, know what to expect. There are 12 SAM projects worth 25 points each. There are 3 regular exams, which we've already talked about. They're worth 113 points each. And finally, you have a comprehensive final exam, which is worth 350 points. Now, if you do the math on that, you see that you have to take that final exam in order to pass. And so, even if you got 100% on everything, you still would have you'd have a D. You need to go in there and take that final exam in person and score something on it that in order to get to a passing grade. And so those are the events, the graded events and their values. These are the dates which are also important to you if you want to drop this course with no grade whatsoever. The last date that you can do that is January the 4th. And if you want to drop this class with a W, January 11th is the date which you'd have to do that by. These are the point values you're trying to reach in order to get grades of A, B, C, D, or F. And this is a points-based class. If you got 899 points, you have a B. If you got 699 points at the end of it, you have a D. And so this is points, not percentages. I will send you email on a pretty regular basis throughout this entire course, and I'll put announcements out on Blackboard. So please check your email. And the way that email works through Blackboard is it sends it to whatever your preferred email account is. And as far as Western is concerned, until you tell them something different, it thinks that you use your topper.wku.edu email account. So if I put in an announcement in Blackboard and say, click a little box that says also emails to students, it's going to automatically send it to your topper.wku.edu email account. Now, if you don't check that, you can go into TopNet and add other email accounts like Gmail or Hotmail or whatever email accounts you might use. And here are some instructions on how to do that. But make sure you're checking your email for this 17 days because I will be sending you reminders about tests and reminders about homework deadlines and all that sort of good stuff. And so please maintain communication with me for these 17 days. Let's be diligent about staying in touch with one another. The class website, of course, is the Blackboard site. And Blackboard is available from blackboard.wku.edu. You've already seen that site, and I'm sure you've used it for your other courses. We have a section here for military students. If you are a veteran, or if you are an active duty person, or if you are a dependent of one of those people, then there's a great service on campus. It's called the Veterans Resource Center. It's over in Tate Page Hall, and they can help you with things like textbooks. This is a benefit that you have earned through hard work and sacrifice. Please take advantage of this. Check these guys out over in Tate Page Hall, and primarily this ability to help you with textbooks is awesome. So again, you've earned that. Please take advantage of that. If you have questions about it, you can contact me or you can contact them. I'd be happy to answer any questions I can. If there's something I don't know, I'll get you in touch with them. Next, we have our section of the syllabus about academic dishonesty. And what this says, and hopefully you've read this, but basically what this says is don't cheat on anything. And that's very tempting in an online environment to cheat, to have somebody sitting next to you telling you answers, or to try and get somebody to go take a test for you, or try to get somebody to do your homework for you, or to turn in somebody else's file. The consequences of that are dire. You will fail the course. If you get caught cheating, you will fail. Please do not do it. I don't like to do that. I don't like to have to enforce that, but I will. And so, please don't cheat. And you're going to be most tempted to cheat on SAM projects, and those are only worth 25 points each out of 1,000. So if you get that temptation, don't do it. You could skip like all of the SAMs and still pass the class. I mean, you could literally, it would be very difficult. You'd have to get like 100% on everything else, but you could like not do any of the SAMs and still get a C. Again, that would be very unlikely, but so if you get that temptation to turn in a SAM project from somebody else, then don't do it, because the software will pick up. It'll tell me, like, if you turn in somebody's file from like Ohio State from 2007, it would tell me that. Say, this is so-and-so's file from this particular institution, turned in initially on this particular date. Now, here's another thing. Again, I said like 3/4 of you have taken this class before. So you may have SAM projects that you've already done for yourself. Now, if it's your SAM project, if like you did it, you can turn in your SAM project. So that's something that you can benefit from. So if you have those projects that you've done, I'm not going to make you redo those necessarily, but you have to turn those in, and they have to be your projects. But if it's not your project, don't turn it in, because you will get caught, and there's that really dire, very strict penalty of basically failing the course. If you have questions, contact me. Again, contact me, give me a phone call. I'd be happy to talk to you, but that's a very important part of this orientation. Next, we have student disability services. If you have some sort of accommodations form, you please contact me immediately. Because this is an online class, because it's in this 3-week period, I need to talk to you, because I don't know what kind of accommodations I can make, if any. And so, if it's a face-to-face class, and what that is, if you're not familiar with that, that's if people have, testing anxiety and they need like double time to test, or if they have some sort of physical disability where they cannot see, and so we need to put in closed caption things that will read lectures to them and stuff like that. Because this is an online course and those things aren't created already, I may not be able to accommodate somebody. And so if you have an accommodation form, call me, and if I can help you, I will. But if it's something that's going to require a lot of work to get the course ready, it's probably not going to happen, just because we're already like 2 weeks from when this course begins, and some of those things take a lot of effort to get in place. So contact me, call me if you have a disability form, please. Okay, and our last part of the syllabus is basically where we talk about course objectives. And if you're going to be a teacher, this will be interesting to you. If you're not going to be a teacher, then you'll probably not really care about this. But as you look at this matrix, essentially what you're looking at is a listing of things for which this course is responsible in helping the college achieve. And so we have something called the Assurance of Learning Initiative, and essentially what we're trying to do as a college is make sure that our students are going through and actually learning the material that we're saying we're going to teach them, and how do we assess that? How do we, ensure that, it actually gets done? And so specific classes have been assigned responsibility for specific things. And so, for example, this class, because it's a computer class, it's been assigned responsibility for teaching technology competency. And so these are objectives that support that particular competency. And how am I going to assess those things and ensure those things. I'm going to do that through textbook readings and chapter activities. And, these are the assessments of those. And so, like in-class activities in this case would be, and projects would be things like the SAM projects and exams. So as you read through this, if you're going to be a teacher, you may find that you are responsible for creating these sorts of documents. This is how we have tackled it for CIS 141. If you're not going to be a teacher and this is something that you don't really want to pay attention to, that's fine too, but this is our assurance of learning section of the syllabus to talk about these objectives. So that is the syllabus, and thank you for your attention to that. If you have questions on any of that, contact me, please. My next order of business is to talk about the calendar, so I'm going to switch over to that. So let me jump over here. It's also a Word document. You'll see it as a document that is broken down into colors here, and you'll see that basically about each week is broken down to a different module, and I've named the modules Delmar, Everett, and Pete. And hopefully that will ring a bell with you. If you've ever seen the movie Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Let me jump back to here. You'll remember you have Delmar, Everett, and Pete. It was a funny movie back from 2000. Had George Clooney in it, as well as these guys right here, Tutoros, and I just can't remember this guy's name right here. But just to help you kind of gauge, what we're testing over and when we're going to be doing what, and give, I found it helpful to give things names. And so we're going to start with Delmar, then to Everett, then to Pete, doing that in basically alphabetical order with these guys. And as we look at this calendar, you'll see that there are specific days here. January 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 makes up we're going to consider Delmar. January 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, those are within the Everett module, and then Pete is 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19, and then January 20th is the final exam day. And so on these days, you don't have to do these things on these specific days, but these are the lessons that will be covered in this particular module. And so this, as you interpret that, as you look at this document, essentially what I hope you'll realize is that, this first, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, this first 6 days, these are the things that you should learn. And then as far as quizzes or exams go, your syllabus quiz is going to be available to you up until 11:59 p.m. on January the 4th, Wednesday, January the 4th. After 11:59 p.m. on January the 4th, that Wednesday, that is going to disappear. Now the next big event is Exam 1, which covers all this Delmar stuff. That's going to be available on Saturday and Sunday, January 7th and 8th. Now I know that's a weekend, but we only have 17 days, and that's a 48-hour window. That's an assessment that's going to take you probably around like 15 minutes to complete. 15-20 minutes, and surely you can find 15 or 20 minutes during that 48-hour period. You have to, because I have to. I'm going to make each test available, each online assessment like this available for 48 hours, and you may be working, you may be traveling, you may be doing something, but at some point during this 48-hour period, make time that you can do this. You signed up for this course. It's an online course, and we only have 17 days. And so during this 48-hour period, you need to take Exam 1. Down here on January 13, 14, on that 48-hour period, you have to make sure that you're available to take Exam 2. And then Exam 3 is available on Wednesday and Thursday, the 18th and 19th. And what I tried to do is evenly space this out. So about every 6-7 days, you're completing a test over essentially about a third of the book. And so we have chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4 on this test, chapters 5, 7, 8, as well as a spreadsheet boot camp that are included on this test. Students have traditionally really liked this spreadsheet boot camp. I hope you guys will as well. It's really good information. That's basically the coverage of chapter 6 that we need. Chapter 5 is over system software. Chapter 6 is of application software. as far as I'm concerned, we cover Chapter 6 well enough with that I don't have a Chapter 6 lecture. You'll see that the first 6 SAM projects are due on Wednesday, January the 11th, right there. Wednesday, January the 11th. All of the PowerPoint presentation, PowerPoint SAMs, and Word 1 and 2 are due. And then down here, your last 6 SAM projects are due on the 20th, the same date as the final exam. Now they're not due until 11:59 p.m., so you could take the final exam in the morning and then finish whatever remaining SAM projects you have that afternoon. But that's our semester, and so again, it's full. I mean, we 17 total days, and we have a lot of material to cover in that time frame. Contact me if you have questions. Again, if you're watching this and you're feeling overwhelmed and like, man, I don't want to do this, that's fine. Just get out. Get out. If you get out before January the 4th, then it's like you never even took it. You get your 100% refund, and it's all good. And then take this class later on in a spring or a fall or summer, during a longer period of time. And so, but if you want to be in this class, this is how we're going to do it. So contact me if you have questions, please. That's the calendar. And my last bit of information for you has to do with the Blackboard site. So I'm going to jump back over to Blackboard. And here is the announcement page. The instructor information page, there's my phone number right there. And this is the same information you've seen in the syllabus. So call me, email me if you need to reach me. The syllabus and calendar, if you want those documents, there's the syllabus right there. There's a calendar right there. You can print those out. I think that would be wise to do that. Let's go to the lessons. This is where you're going to spend most of your time. You'll see that there are 3 folders on the lessons page. This is all of the lecture material. It's there. It's ready to go. This entire course is ready to go for you right now. Remember, Delmar is the funny-looking guy over here on the right. He's so funny in that movie. Anyway, as you look in here, you are completing the class orientation session right now. You'll see the next lesson has to do with the SAM projects orientation. And then in it, what I do in that orientation session, for example, you go in here, there's a video to watch, and you watch and tell you about, hey, this is what to expect from SAM, okay? And by the way, everybody, I took everybody, and you're in the SAM site, you're ready to go right now. And everybody's password for the SAM website right now is please, P-L-E-A-S-E, and it says that over in this. It says it in orientation. It says it over in the SAM projects page of the site. But just as a reminder to you, everybody's password has been reset to please, so you're good to go. Some of you took this class, last semester. Some of you took it a year ago. Some of you took it longer than that. However long ago you took the class, I reset everybody's password so that you're good to go and get started. So as you look at this, these are links that are talked about in that orientation session right there. It talks about the Office 365 product in that orientation session, and these are links to it. So that's how you use this lessons page. You look in the folder that you're working, in which you're working, and then you just do stuff. And so you'll see for like let's go to chapter 4 as an example. In chapter 4, there's basically some instructions here. So you watch this lesson right here. Those are the PowerPoint slides from it. There are some videos that I'll allude to in the lesson itself. Say, hey, go out and watch this video, or this video. And you go out and you check those out. And then here's another one talking about output, because that chapter covers input and output. Great chapter. I love chapter 4. Those are the PowerPoint slides for it. There's a story that goes along with it. And so that's how you use this lessons page of the Blackboard site. Again, if you have questions, call me, and I'll talk you through it. So this SAM projects page, when you watch the orientation session over SAM, I'm going to walk you through this page. But what this talks about is, if you use Windows as your operating system, here's some information for Windows users. Here's some information for Apple computer users. Your first time you log in, you do this. There's a link to the website, and then these are your tutorials over all of those SAM projects. If you're new to CIS 141, with these SAM projects, we teach you step by step exactly how to do each project, and that's what these videos are for. And even if you're not new to CIS 141, let's say you've taken CIS 141, but it's been a while. As a reminder, for each project, this is a tutorial in which Dr. Cruz shows you exactly how to do the project. This is for PowerPoint 2, for PowerPoint 3, for PowerPoint 4. And so we don't expect you to know, I mean, I know you're going to know some of it, but we don't expect you to know how to do all of it. That's crazy. I mean, if you knew it all, then why would you take the class? And so you watch these videos, then you do it, you turn it in, you get your grade. So all of this stuff has to do with the SAM projects. That's what this page is for. Again, in the orientation session, which you'll complete next for SAM, you'll get a good orientation about this stuff right here. If you have questions, call me. You've got my cell phone number, right? Quizzes and exams. This is where you'll complete quizzes and exams. This is your first graded event right here, the syllabus quiz. You can complete it, it's open right now. You can complete this all the way until like 11:59 p.m. on Wednesday, January the 4th. That's when this thing is going to disappear. But you click on that link right there, and then you click start, and you basically start the test. You can have the syllabus open. This one, unlike tests, this one is not timed. You can, I want you to know what's in the syllabus, so open the syllabus, then start this, and then as it asks you questions, go look up the answers. That's the whole point of this. And so there's your first graded event. It's 11 questions, 11 points. As you're getting ready for exams, there are practice exams. If you click on optional practice exams here, you'll see there's one for Delmar, one for Everett, one for Pete. These are all out there. And now the real tests over exam 1, 2, and 3, those are not going to show up until they're scheduled dates. And just to remind you when those are, as you look at the schedule, so even if you start working on this stuff on like December the 14th, which I hope you will, you can't take exam 1 until January 7th and 8th. Okay, until these 48-hour windows, these exams are not going to show up. But you can start doing these practice tests now, and I hope you will. I hope you will work over the, even before the term begins. I hope you'll start to, practice these. I guarantee you, if you do these practice tests, you will do much better on the real tests. These are, what you're seeing is random selections of questions from the question pools that I use to make the tests. And you'll see you get 5 questions from Chapter 1, from Chapter 2, and Chapter 3, Chapter 4 for a total of 20 questions. It's giving you a 30-second time limit on that. At 10 minutes, it's going to cut you off. And so, you're getting to practice in the real environment, seeing real-time questions, and so you get to practice the tests. So do that as many times as you possibly can, and this will not hurt your grade in any way. These, whether your score is 0 or 100%, it doesn't matter. This is just for practice, and so please use these practice tests a lot, and that's available from the quizzes and exams page. Your challenge is basically going to be to figure out how to manage your time with this, because you have so much to do. When can you fit in optional practice tests? My advice would be every day, once a day, go in there and try a practice test. And like you can see, it's 10 minutes, right? It's got a 10-minute time limit. So once a day, go in there and try that practice test, and just be nailing those every day between now and the time you actually have to do that test. And you're going to have many tries under your belt, and you should do decently on those tests. And so that's how you use the quizzes and exams page. Again, if you have questions, what do? Call me. That's right. So you've got my cell phone number. Tools. This is the stuff that you guys can where you can look up your grades and send emails and all sort of good stuff. This is just the traditional Blackboard tools page. Last thing I have to show you is this register for the final exam page. You click on this. There's a link to a PDF document. If you open that up, this is the text of an email that you probably should have received by now. And what it says in here is basically how to register for this final exam. And again, you have to do this through the distance learning office. This is something that you guys are paying for through your fees for this online course. And it talks about when the test is. You get to pick a location through this registration process. And I know I have students that are international, in this term, you may be in a totally different country. You can still register and do this, from your different country. I've had students take my test from Brazil and from Vietnam before. And so I know that through the distance learning office, but you need to call them like now and get this going and, get organized. If you wait until like January 19th and call and say, hey, I want to take this from Kathmandu, they're going to say, sorry, man. And it takes, longer to do that than a day. So get this done. And the link to get your instructions for this is right here off of the main menu. Register for the final exam. Click on that. It has your instructions. Their phone numbers in here. So get on the phone, talk to these people, and register for your final exam. Get it set up where you want it, when you want it, and then do great on it. So that is my orientation for you. I hope that that's been helpful. Again, what do you do if you have questions? Well, you call me. And where's my phone number? My phone number is in the syllabus. It's also on this instructor info page, which is right there. So I hope you will not be a stranger. I look forward to working with you. I appreciate you taking this course, and I hope that what we cover is going to serve you well. So thanks for your time. Thanks for your attention. Have a great day.